A few thoughts on that. I think about the client, the tango client working on her speech this week. You need to know what the mindset shift is that you want to create. In other words, what's the current state that the audience are in, and what's uncomfortable or painful about that state? Where do you want to get them to? What are they going to leave thinking instead? They come in thinking X and they go out thinking Y. And then once you know how you want them to change, because by the way, don't bother speaking if you're not going to change an audience, waste of time. I hate updates. Don't just update them, inspire them. Then think about what's the vehicle for the change. Now, often our message is in our messes, in that if you have seen an audience go through that mindset shift, if you have been through that mindset shift, then a story where you're really honest about the difficulty of the starting point and really clear and open and vulnerable about how someone moves to the end point, the growth mindset. As we've said before, Annie, stories are often the way for an audience to understand something difficult because metaphor is really powerful. Metaphor literally means to carry across. You're taking them from one perspective and carrying them across to somewhere else. And then there's a final piece, which is you have to feel it, because whatever you feel as a speaker, audiences will feel. If you want them to feel fear at the beginning of the story, feel fear. If you want them to feel excited about where we can take this, you got to feel excited. And that's not something you can leave to chance. It requires rehearsal. So I suppose the final piece of advice would be, once you've got a plan, don't leave it to chance, practice it. And I record my stuff on voice notes on my phone early on because it's a really easy way to practice content.